Respected Chairman, sir, I rise to support the Appropriation Bill 2022 and also the Finance Bill 2022. Sir, in the Appropriation Bill, 102 items are listed, and I intend to speak about 23 items out of this. And if time permitting, of course, more subjects can be taken up. So first of all, sir, let me speak a few sentences about the macroeconomic fundamentals of this country. Because why has this appropriation bill come before this House? It's very simple. To seek the approval of the Parliament for the government to spend money. And the question arises, why should we allow this government to spend the money they are asking for? That is the fundamental question. So I'm going to deal with why this House and the Parliament at large has to allow this government to spend the money, because if you have utilized the money properly in the past, and if the proposals today before this House are appropriate, it's good for the people of this country, the Parliament should allow the money to be spent. Otherwise, no, Parliament should not allow the money to be spent. And therefore, I'm going into those issues. How did the government spend the money? And is the proposals before this government, before this House, Parliament, appropriate? First of all, the macroeconomic fundamentals of the economy. I'm not saying the picture is rosy at all. No, I'm not saying that. We have come out of extremely two difficult years, the pandemic, and when the world economy thought that we were on the path towards another takeoff, the Ukraine crisis happened and the global economy is in a deep crisis again. And therefore, I'm not saying, painting a picture before this House, that everything is rosy. But let me put a few facts before this House with your permission. The total amount of money which is proposed to be spent by this government in the next financial year is 39.34 crores. In the budget last year, it was 34.85 lakh crores. That was the amount. But eventually, last year, we spent 37.7 lakh crore of rupees, which is 2.86 crores more than what has been budgeted. Now, the argument before this House during the past few days has been, especially since yesterday and today, and this entire budget discussion has been, you have not provided enough money for Manrega, you have not provided enough money for health, you have not provided adequate money for food subsidy. But sir, it is so clear before this House that if this government had budgeted only 34.84 lakh crores last year, as and when the need arose, this government came before this House and has sought permission and spent 2.8 lakh crore money because it was needed for the people of India. So, and therefore, let's not argue over figures. I saw Mr. Chidambaram yesterday, a very learned former finance minister, trying to pick a needle out of a haystack. I don't know exactly what he was trying to make out, picking up a needle in a haystack. So, look at the fundamentals of the economy. We are growing at 9.2% this year. Nobody doubts that. Not only this government, IMF, World Bank, everybody says so. And so this makes India the fastest growing economy in the world. So next year, things have become difficult because of the Ukrainian crisis. Fuel prices have gone up. Commodity prices have gone up. There's inflationary pressure all across the US, all across the world, from United States to Europe to everywhere else. And therefore, the growth possibly will come down to 8 to 8.5%. This is what I really think, and that would make India again the fastest growing economy next year. So the inflation rate, it's hovering around 6%. It was 6.0% in February. But fortunately, sir, the food inflation was only about 5.83% even in February. And we don't expect the inflation to be going up very highly unless, of course, the Ukrainian crisis leads to a massive rise in the oil prices and in commodity prices, which we cannot predict. But it is well within the 6% which the Reserve Bank and the government thinks is comfortable. Is it very, very comfortable? No. It is a point of worry, reason for worry. But I, with my limited knowledge of economics, because I've been a student of economics, the conservative economists would say it's a time for a tight monetary policy because there is inflationary pressure. Please, I plead before the government, please, we have yet, the rural consumption is yet to pick up to the peak, and therefore we need money in the system. We need money with the people. Most of the inflation is imported because of the imports, oil prices, commodity prices. It's not because there is too much of money chasing too few goods. And therefore, I know the Monetary Policy Committee is meeting next month. There is a temptation to have a tighter monetary policy. Please do not do it. Even if your deficit, which was 6.9% this year, and projected to be 6.4%, even if it goes up a little bit, as Keynes said, put money in the hands of people so that people will have purchasing power. The physical deficit really does not really matter. It is still within the control. So our FDI touched $90 billion, which makes India the country with the highest FDI inflow. Our exports, all-time high of $412 billion, possibly in another couple of days already crossed $400 billion. But so the surprise basket has been $107 billion of engineering exports, $15 billion of electronics, sir. These are the new gems in our export basket, sir. India is progressing and we are using technology and we are exporting quality goods to the world. So our debt, it is 61% as percentage of the GDP, very much manageable. Sir, our current account deficit is about 1.7%. It's a little gone up a little too high, a little high, I won't say too high, because of the oil import prices and the commodity prices. But next year, sir, there is a danger. It can go up to 2.6%. That is a little worrying, but because the exports are booming, it's going up the way it is going, the current account deficit of 1.7% or next year 2.6% really should not really matter. So our food stocks is about 551 lakh metric tons. So in July last year, it was 900 lakh metric tons. In November, it was 700 lakh metric tons. It's very, 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 very comfortable. Sir, tax collection, net direct tax collection this year so far has been 13.63 lakh crores. So this is 48.4% more than last year. So this is historic. This is fantastic. So GST collection for past 5 months, straight 5 months, it has been above 1,30,000 crores. So, and last month it has been 1,33,000 crores. So it's fantastic. We are performing. The economy is doing extremely well, but I'm not painting a rosy picture. We will still be the largest economy in the world. So after this, let me go to a couple of things. Here, question was asked by Mr. Yalangoman. What is there for the poor? So this was a fundamental question asked by most of the people in the opposition. So if this government has built 11 crore toilets, sir, is it for Ambani and Adani? Let me ask you this question. Is it not for the poor people of this country? If this government is built 2 crore houses for the poor, sir, is it for Ambani and Adani, sir? Is it not for the poor people of this country? If, sir, in this budget, we are providing the money, 48,000 crores to build 1.7 crore houses. Sir, is it more for the poor people of this country? Sir, during COVID, if we have provided 759 lakh metric tons of food grain, which costs 2,60,000 lakh crores, sir, and if over the next 6 months, we are going to still provide another 700 metric tons of food grains to people, which is going to cost 80,000 crores, a total of 3,60,000 crores of feeding the poor people of this country during COVID. Sir, is it not for the poor? Sir, if 17.2 lakh crore people have registered in the Ayushman Bharat, and if 2 lakh people have got benefit out of the Ayushman Bharat, sir, is it not for the poor? If 10 lakh people in this country, 10 crore people in this country has got LPG connections, and the poor women will not die of cancer, sir, is it not for the poor people of this country, sir? Sir, when you have built 1,41,000 kilometers of highway, sir, does not the poor people travel there? With Udan scheme, sir, when we enable the people with the rubber chappals to travel in aeroplanes, sir, is it not for the poor, sir? Is it not? Is it not for the poor, sir? When we have built from 6 All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Madam, I am talking sense. Please do not interrupt. I am talking sense. When we have from 6 All India Institute of Medical Sciences, sir, we have gone up to 22 All India Institute of Medical Sciences. So from 90,000 seats in medical seats, from MBBS and postgraduate seats, if you have gone up to 1,48,000, sir, yes, with the collaboration of state governments. The other day I mentioned, Tamil Nadu did remarkable job and they inaugurated 11 medical colleges in one day, and UP government inaugurated 9 medical colleges in one day. We do things in collaboration with people. Sir, is it not for the poor people of this country, sir? When we set up 80,000 wellness centers, please don't interrupt, madam. Madam, you have the freedom to talk when you get your chance, madam. Why are you interrupting? Why are you interrupting? Am I not talking sense? Can you tell me one figure which I am talking is wrong, madam? When you get your opportunity, please talk. Don't interrupt me. Please do not interrupt me. Please. And sir, when we provide 5 lakh crores under the emergency credit guarantee scheme, which has benefited 110 lakh MSMEs in this country, sir, is it not for the benefit of the poor people, sir? Yes, no? And don't misunderstand figures. When we said the PLI scheme is going to create 30 lakh new jobs, what did you people argue? Sir, what did they argue, sir? They said no, total employment which will be created in the economy is going to be 30 lakhs, sir. No.
He is not yielding. How can I allow you?
Chairman, sir.
He is not yielding. He is not yielding.
Chairman, sir. 30 lakh new.
Members, this side. He wants to tell
Please
something.
address me. Okay. Okay. Please address the chair. All right.
How the opposition misunderstood. We talked about creating 30 lakh new jobs under the PLI scheme, not the total number of jobs, sir. They misunderstood. Yes, that's under the PLI scheme alone, sir. PLI scheme alone. Sir, when we construct roads, when we build houses, when we provide 8.9 crore people have been provided with drinking water in the past 3 years, sir. Sir, my eyes and my hand will go various places. Chairman, sir, please forgive me for this. I cannot be static. I am not a statue. So my body will move, eyes will move. Chairman, sir, please. This is Parliament. Yeah, this is Parliament.
That is out the way. That is out the way.
8.9 million. Sir, 8.9 crores families provided with tap water. Sir, is it not for the poor? In the past 2 years, sir, we have provided 5.5 crore water connection, tap water connection to the poor people. Is it not for the poor people of this country? Does it not create jobs? Sir, Manoj Jha, very dear friend of mine who generally always speaks sense. I'm a huge admirer of Manoj Jha because he speaks from the heart. He spoke about an optic illusion.
Now, please conclude.
Your government, sir, his government, all these governments which have ruled here, they lived an optic illusion, sir, of slogans. Of fake socialism. Fake socialism, you shouted slogans, delivered nothing. Here is a government. Here is a government which walks and talks and delivers what it is promised. Tell me one thing the Prime Minister has promised which is not done. Sir, agriculture about which everybody is interested. Sir, question was asked, what did you do in the agriculture, sir? Let me, sir, read from the most authoritative book on the Modi government. Here, Accelerating India. Sir, procurement. Sir, if the price in 2013-14 for paddy was 1,340 rupees, sir, today, this is last year's figures, pardon me, my figure is wrong. It is now 1,888 crore. And what is the quantity procured? If in 13-14 it was 355 million metric tons, sir. Last year it was 580 million metric tons, sir.
Please conclude.
Sir, during the past 5 years.
Please
Sir,
conclude, please conclude.
Sir, I have hardly
You
begun.
have so many speakers from your party and other parties, please conclude.
Sir, I may
Your
not get
time
a
is
chance to
over.
speak
No,
in this
your
August
time is
House
over.
for a long
You have
time.
spoken for, you
Sir.
have spoken for 15 minutes.
Sir, what did we pay
You
to
have
the party
spoken for
growers?
15 minutes.
Sir,
No
in
more,
the 5
please.
years of Modi,
No more, please.
of,
No
the,
more,
of the
please.
UPA government, 1,06,000 crores was paid, sir.
I'll have to
During
call-
the 5 years of Modi government, sir, we
Next
have
speaker.
paid 10,904 crores, sir. Is it not a
Shri
huge
Arun
amount?
Singh ji.
Sir, is it not more than double?
Shri Arun
Is it
Singh
not more
ji.
than double?